greater
It was
point.
cool when he
I also
said,
want
but
to
when we
address what
defended
Ali
it, so we
said.
shut it down.
Can you close your mouth, Crip Jesus?
Made mention of
Why would we defend Islam and shut it down?
Can you close your mouth while
he
she's speaking?
desecrated his
Hold
school?
on,
Why
hold
does
on,
he have to
Crip,
keep bring you
Crip.
down? Did I have to keep bring you down? Like, this is crazy. You can't control. Hey, how do you have friendships and relationships where
He
you can't control
disrespecting the
yourself?
prophet, bro. You don't believe in
Mr.
Crip,
Crip.
let
It's
other
all
people
right.
talk.
But Ali, to your point, the reason why they say go back to Africa and it's an issue, because I wanted to make sure I addressed it, is because Black people generally do not have a positive view of Africa. And that's fine. I mean, it's the reality. I don't take offense to it. I understand why that's the case. But generally speaking, Black people in America do not have a positive view of Africa, the continent as a whole. That's why it hits hard for certain Black people when conservatives say, well, go back to Africa, or if anybody says go back to Africa. Growing up, I wasn't proud of my Nigerian ethnicity or heritage. You know, we used to claim like we were Jamaican, like Jamaican was the thing to be. But that was because, again, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, that was the issue. But back to Kashmir, I do agree that certain because Africa, excuse me, Nigeria, there's a whole bunch of issues in it. But even Africa and the countries that have been formed in Africa, there are multiple issues from multiple different things that I know if me and you had a conversation, we could really talk about it. But it's not, that didn't just happen in Africa. There is always conflict within people. And there is always a culture that has been captured. If you look at England, the Scots and the Irish and London, they're all white. They don't like each other. Like, I think Black people
Italians in English, they hate each other.
I think Black people, because Black people in America in particularly, have this thing that everything is great for everybody else and everybody else gets along and it's just Black people and white people. No, people, period, don't get along, generally speaking. And there will always be groups and civilizations and super empires that dominate other groups. They get toppled on, another group comes and dominates them. Right now, the big powers are China, Russia, and America. And North Korea, South Korea, can be thrown up in the mix. But the most dominant powers currently in the world today are the US, Russia, and China. And everyone is looking to maintain that or topple the world order. Kashmir, you made a comment about you not being in community. And I understand somewhat you're thinking that you're an individual, but none of us can do anything by ourselves. We have to trust, even if we don't even acknowledge or recognize that these systems are in operations, whether we do anything or not. We have a certain social contract with one another to believe that if I'm living in a house, it's going to be put up right. The walls are not going to collapse on me. I'm not going to get lead poisoning. I'm not saying those things don't happen. There's some exceptions. But generally speaking, for there not to be anarchy, there has to be a community and a social agreement for us to exist. Does that make sense? So yes, I understand if you have disdain for certain Black people or for dark-skinned Black people, like what you're saying does not offend me, because I understand for some people what position they are to feel that way. But just generally speaking, when talking about Black people, yes, there's certain things that we do need to work on, but it's not just limited to us. It's for every group of people have their issues.
Yes, and from if you get caught up in the so-called, because I saw in the back chat you was talking about Kashmir propaganda. If you actually get caught in the propaganda, you would think that the Asians and the Arabs and the Europeans are superior to the people that look like you. If you actually believe in the propaganda, the conversation that I want to be open-minded to with Why So Serious and Crip Jesus is the fact I told y'all before. I was raised in an Islamic house, and I was raised by family members who were in Seventh-day Adventists. But when you look at our history and you look at the fact, it shows, and I want to know where the rhetoric or the narrative or the depiction and the doctrine change, where one side of the country, it shows us that the Arab Muslims were enslaving Africans on one side of the world, and the Europeans were enslaving us on another side of the world. Show me where the Black man was, because I have Israelite brothers. I be going back and forth with my Israelite brothers. I be going back and forth with my Muslim brothers, but I was raised Islamic, and I was raised with the influence of 7-day Adventist Christians as well too. But I take my feelings out of it, even though there's a lot of things that I came to believe that affected me and bothered me. When you look at history, if we are Muslims or if we are Israelites, why were both the groups of people who associated that, why did both those people enslave the people that look like us?
Are you asking me that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the Arab slave trade goes back all the way to Bible time when the Ishmaelites were trading. Matter of fact, the Ishmaelites traded Yusuf. Okay? So those were dark melanated men that looked like me. People taking this word Arab and letting it represent genetics. Arab is a language. Arabic is a language. Some of the most famous Arabs in history were taller and darker than me. They spoke Arabic. They may have been an Arab from Nubia, which is Sudan, like the brother up there. They may have been considered, and you can look these people up. I can give you some names, like Musa the Black. All these are people who are Sudanese who are considered Arab by record because they came from families that were high up in Arab hierarchy and spoke the Arabic language. Just like we are American, brother. It's not that deep. Just like a black man in Mexico is a Mexican. So Arab is not a genetic thing. We got to get that first before I even go further. Arab people, the reason they look the way that they look, Ali, is because they're mixed. They're mixed. They had one of the biggest slave trades in history for thousands of years. They're mixed with a lot of Caucasian, a lot of Asian, a lot of African, a lot of European. So they have a mixed look. They're not a different people. They are the descendants of the Ishmaelites. Then you go down to the further down south in Arabia, you have the ILKAN. These are very dark people who have a different texture of hair. They look like the Somalians. They look dead on. They're right across in Yemen. They're right across by Medina. So yes, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Ramadan was a dark melanated man. Was he black like me? Did he have full lips and a big wide nose? Probably not. He's not from West Africa, bro. It's different type of melanated people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know why this is so hard to believe. Just like the Filipinos, you know what I'm saying? Just like the Aboriginals in Australia, just like the dark Dravidians in India. We got to get over this brainwashing. No. So you asked, why did slavery go down? So in the year of the elephant, I'm gonna give y'all some facts, no more feelings. Y'all spewing all these goddamn feelings for 3 hours. It's called the year of the elephant. That is the year that the kingdom of Aksum, the black Africans who ran Arabia, finally had to switch the power over. There was a battle with elephants involved. Okay? And the king name was Nigas. The Nigas Nagas. Okay? So King Nigas actually not only fought in this war in the year of the elephants that switched the power over from the Arabs kidnapping the Abyssinians, but he also, the next Nigas, because Nigas means king, so the next person that had the position of Nigas, how we say nigga to each other, the next Nigas, which means royalty in East Africa, gave shelter to the Arabs that followed Muhammad before there was such thing as an Islam religion. It all starts with us. And I'm giving you name, dates, and facts. Go look it up. These ain't my opinion or feelings. All right? It all starts with us. And to think otherwise is low self-esteem, weak, and I don't like hearing it. And I don't like when people allow people to spew fake facts and they ain't got no names, dates, or times on it. It's like you doing the job for the devil. Cut his mic off. He don't deserve to speak. He need to go read a book. And that's on Crip.
So I have a lot of we grew up with Arab friends, right? And I
okay, so he has a point what he said. He has a point what he said, but just to let you know, since he's a Crip, you do know white Freemasons created your religion, right? So why do you represent a gang which white Freemasons created to kill your people with? And first of all, with the Muslims and all that, yeah, what you're saying, some of it is true, but when those white Arab Muslims put your people in slavery, you're not a real Muslim. You could call yourself a Muslim. You could pray 5 times a day all you want, but in the eyes of those white Muslims, you ain't no real Muslim. And you know that's true. Farrakhan's not a real Muslim. He knows that. They rejected him. But the point is, if you really study at the life of Muhammad, he was not a Negro. He was not a man that came from a Nubian background, because there is no real proof to prove that he is a man of color. Now, he might have been albino, just about that, because albinos always existed throughout time, and it's still a form of a person of
Who
color.
creates albino?
But he was not a dark-skinned Negro from some African tribe.
Race. Hold on. Casimir, there's only one race in the world that creates albinos. What race is that? That is the African race. We are the only ones that create albinos. So if he was albino, guess what that makes him?
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
that's right.
Ooh, have a seat at the kids' table, bro. This ain't a conversation you built for. You already lost.
Here y'all go. Here y'all go, boy.
No.
Okay. If you want to be arrogant, you can go ahead and be arrogant. But the point is, if those white...
He's still talking. He's still back there talking. Shout out to my brother Boogie with the $5 super chat. Much love to you, my brother. And y'all, in a few minutes, shortly, we will be starting a debate, man, between my brother Stacy Prince and Poppy Chulo.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all
said that earlier. I'm waiting for that. I'm gonna
be a crazy debate. My brother with the $5 super chat, Ali Blessings, brother. Shout out to Coco. Question for Coco: how do you deal with hate from feminists? Coco, you still back there, or you taking the kids off from the roof? And she's doing what I be doing every day.
Ali, what's funny is when you said earlier, when you looked at your dog and told him to sit down, I literally at that same moment, I looked, where the hell is my cat at? Because I know she's doing something.
Oh, you be telling the cat to sit down? You got bad feedback,
right now.
Jasmine. I
had to.
Hey, fam, you got to mute yourself up when you're not talking because your feedback's so bad. My brother Construct_Icon with a $2 super chat. Positive energy activates constant elevation, y'all. Peace to my brother Construct. And then my sister Wanda with the $5 super chat. Hell no, we got this colorism going on in feminism from our own and feminism from our own people. How did we learn? Hey, Wanda, I love you to death, but we didn't learn that from our own people. It was implemented in us. We learned it from these people. I gotta put his feedback horrible. And then my brother Tone with the $2 super chat, Tone_A1. Black is a misnomer. Okay. And then my brother Tone with the _A1 again with the $2 super chat. Asian equals Asian, African equals Africa, European equals European, black. My brother Shadow Draken gifted us with a gift membership as well too, man. Much love to you, my brother Shadow Draken. And then my brother Ellie Mars with the $5 super chat. KK missing one more K. Dang. The black makes allies all the times. It's the broken alliances from black people that broke us. Individualism can't be accountable. Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to work together, man. Teamwork makes the dream work. But we got to be civil too. And I understand in certain circumstances you ain't got no time. You can't take everybody with you, but we trying to have a constructive conversation, even if we believe the people who are speaking are extremely ignorant. Otherwise, we ain't gonna have no conversation. We just come up here and scream at each other. I would hope some of us realize that as well too. But go ahead, my brother Stu. Oh, and y'all, again, we'll be starting shortly, y'all. Please like and subscribe. Make sure you help us reach our member goals, our super chat goals, and our Cash App goals.
Like
family.
the video, hit subscribe, and show love to Ali at $ILKAN.
Y'all, I know y'all ain't let me up here talking. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm on mute.
No, you was talking. We heard
you talking. Oh, why they say mute?
I heard you, King.
Yeah, whoever Derek Hardy. I don't know what you're talking
trolling. They trolling, man.
They retarded.
They messing with you, bro.
Okay, all right. But go ahead, my brother Stu. And Kennedy, I see you back there, my brother. You got to work on your mic.
Like, yo, like for real. I have literally. This is why I brought this up the other night, Ali, about the societal psychological indoctrination. I brought it up because I don't just sit here and just give in on, oh, this is who I'm subscribed to. I'm gonna listen to them. No, there are people that I'm not subscribed to. I just watch their content because I want to hear the different conversation.
Yes.
Because I want to see how far this has gone. And it's gone far. We have all been psychologically indoctrinated to put each other against each other. Why? As Black people, like, this is the craziest thing in the Black community. Before feminism ever mentioned, you never heard, and I said this the other night, Ali, you've never heard, even before feminism came up, and still to this day, you've never heard a man say, I don't need no woman to help me raise my kids. But you've all of us, through our entire life, we've heard women say, I don't need no man to raise my kids. Men have never left women. We've never wanted to. We love y'all with everything we are. Black people have never left Black people. We love us all, no matter what shade, shape, or form we come in. But it's by design that we are all against each other, no matter what the fuck we look like. It doesn't matter. Because the more we looking at each other, fighting with each other, we can't look at those motherfuckers that's supposed to be doing the right thing and say, hey, y'all niggas need to act right. We still fighting, right? And
hey Ali,
this is the main question I have. And Ali, and I want you to bring this up anytime. Why so serious? Crip, Coco, y'all tell me if y'all can answer this question. I will humbly never jump on another panel again. When the patriarchy is brought up, why the fuck is that brought up in front of Black men when we have never been a part of it, never benefited from it?
Hey,
are you talking about in America?
No, when Black women,
because in the history, the only time Black people ever benefited from the patriarchy is in Atlantis and Egypt. Since then, no, Black man ain't never had no parts in that, never benefited, never been in the hierarchy. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the patriarchy, the Black man and the society that we've all grew up in, he's been the lowest man on the totem pole. So why are we allowing women to bring up the patriarchy to us when we've never fucking benefited from it and we've never fucking been a part of it?
That's why I was just talking about that. That's why I tell Black women who have, y'all sound like whitewashed women, because if my knowledge serves me right, from Black women work just as much as Black men during the 1940s, 50s, because neither race of people, Black people didn't have nothing, so the woman worked too. When you hear women, I want to be a boss babe, that was a white woman's issue. White women were stay-at-home wives, not the Black woman. The Black woman worked too. Rosa Parks was on her way from a job or to a job, right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Black women worked just as much as the Black man did to make it ends meet. The 50-50 thing was always in effect with Black women, with black households.
But to answer psychological stoner Stu's question, gosh, I don't think patriarchy is the issue. All that a patriarchy is, and most of civilization, I would say 99% of civilization is ruled by men. And I don't believe that's a bad thing. I think it's by design. I think that's just evolutionary and biological. The problem isn't the patriarchy. The problem is when you go against your nature. And women are rebelling against their nature. If they do achieve certain accolades, they get overwhelmed because of how we are set up. We should not be doing as much work as we're doing. We should not, and that causes stress and fatigue. So, I think the issue is not the patriarchy. The issue is that women rebel against their nature, and it's causing them a lot of stress they wouldn't have if they just, like people like to say, rest in their feminine. But again, women really don't know what rest in their feminine means. It means to be a woman. It means to not be cantankerous. It means to, if you are around good men, you follow their lead. Not to say they're not going to listen to you, and not to say they're not going to come to your advice, because wise men will seek advice from wise counsel. But ultimately, and I know this is gonna, and again, this is my Christian worldview, but ultimately, men have the final say. And it's not because I want to, it's because history has shown that's what it is. Even for women to get their ability to vote, men had to say, okay, we are allowing women to vote. It wasn't women with the guns and the rifles like, man, give us our vote, pum, pum. No, it was men made the decision, okay, these women have been asking, they are marching, let's vote on it. Because the only way women could have got their right to vote is from men. I know a lot of women do not want to concede to that fact, but that is a fact. That is a fact. Any rights, any other opportunities that women have been able to get is because men have given it to them. That does not mean that women do not hold value or weight, but I think what messes up a lot of women, and to your, I think an earlier conversation was about women feeling like they can fight with a man. It's because of this thing, feeling like we are the same. We have equal value as human beings, but we are different. And that's what messes up women. When you come from a premise that we're the same, just regardless, even though we know biologically we're different, but we can still be as strong, can still do, no. I think once women unplug from the matrix of this mainstream society, about boss babe, boss woman, all this other stuff, and understanding that we do have value in the roles that we have, but we are in a patriarchy that works in our benefit, then we would be better. We would be, most women would not feel as mad or as angry as they do.
Absolutely. So it's because women are not against men controlling themselves and controlling other men for women, but women are against men having expectations and putting a permanent responsibility on that woman to invest back in men in society. So she's obviously brainwashed, but she's conflating patriarchy with being controlled versus the fact that patriarchy is meant to take care of the woman as well too, and it's meant to address the men that's against the women as well too. So you can't benefit from patriarchy but then be against patriarchy when it asks you to be responsible, when it puts a standard and expectation on you too to do your part for society. So again, this is where we say women are expecting everything from men, but demanded that they have to do bare minimum for the men that they're asking to protect them. So that's why they be doing that, my brother. When we never had, like you said, we never had control of our women. In this country.
In our society.
No, Coco. I don't believe that. No, so without us playing semantics, I literally controlling them and enslaving them. I agree 100%. But both men and women have to be controlled. Like we need to be under control.
Yes. But when the women say, sorry, let me clarify. Women say, oh my gosh, she's so controlling, because women want to control.
Yes.
Because what's wrong with being controlled? That's the question. Yes. What is wrong with being controlled?
Yes, they want to control you, but you can't control them. That's all it is. So it's trying to
equality. It's about one being
equity. It's about equity. Women want
superiority.
She wants equity,
not equality.
Yeah, she wants superiority treatment. She don't want to actually be superior. She just wants the treatment of being superior. She don't want the responsibilities that come with having power. You don't want the imagine if you had a target on your head for the rest of your life because you were the most powerful.
Can I say something before I bounce, man?
Yes. No, you can't.
Ali, I know I give you a hard time, but I want to thank you, man. You always keep me in the
You know I love you, man. You know I love you.
I actually had something to do, but when I heard that brother saying that crazy stuff, you can ask I was on my way out the door. I was like, man, I ain't got time for this. As soon as I heard him saying, I said, oh no, not Black History Month and Ramadan, not the double whammy. I got to come back.
But let me ask you a question. Because that's why I ultimately, like, there was a phase of my life I was like, yo, nice don't work. And then I go, oh, hold on. Being a little assertive or being intentional and being and providing wisdom and watching your delivery does work. Like if he would believe a certain way about dark skinned people, Crip Jesus, how much did you help him to believe in black people and dark skinned people right now?
You kind of.
I did help him.
What? Who? No, you did.
Look. When you run the tape back, he was spouting like a little weenie. He was like, "He's right this time." He run the tape back.
Yeah, he was.
I just watched it. He was like, "He's right this time." He made a point, but the Crips were made by. He was defeated.
No, but
big deal.
Is it a time? Did he learn? Is it at the point where he could?
You know what I'm saying? I just want to say bye. You know.
You know this man said Shamalama the other day too. Watch
Man,
those
I
let him slide with that. I think I thought he was Muslim too. He said Shamalama. I said what?
Hey, before we what's your second language, Ali?
Turkish.
Wow, I thought you was so your family
the Ottoman Empire.
So you're not Dominican. Oh, okay.
No, who thought I was? People thought, you know what's funny? I see I got them jokes. The women would think, oh, they Bobby Chulo or something like that. I was like, nah, I ain't Dominican. I ain't Hispanic. I ain't Puerto Rican.
You look like you can walk out and say, I'm Dominican, baby.
Hey, yo, mula, no, basura.
I'm Dominican, baby.
No.
I got y'all. That's how, see how y'all do.
I say that like
y'all do. See, that's why. See that, like, see how y'all do light skinned people. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's why that brother mad right now.
Bro,
hey, you know what's crazy?
I had a hard time till I had to. I mean, I literally had to fight people. Like I had a hard time.
My oldest brother, he was called White Boy until he was 17. My mom's half white.
I got a homeboy named White Boy. Red, he's light skinned. We call him White. We hoop with him. Man, somebody go on White Boy.
Literally. We at the park, we playing.
Me and my brother fought everybody. Like, we fought everybody. White kids, black kids.
Hey,
everybody.
Y'all ever had people? The real pronouncing of my name is Ismail, but people can't pronounce that, so they Ishmael.
I can see Ishmael.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends of mine that are Arabic, that are Muslim.
Ismail.
My oldest brother that I'm talking about, that they called White Boy growing up, he's serving a life sentence in prison right now. He's Muslim. That's his religion. That's why when I heard him saying that, when I heard Kashmir saying that about the Islamic community, I'm like, how much knowledge does he know? Because the Islamic people that I know that I grew up with, I grew up in Philly. Right. And when I heard the other night, the brother and Tia talking about going through the system, I grew up in the system in Philly in foster care and in group homes.
Yeah, but the conversation here though, how much do people actually care about the truth versus their truth? Like even when we'll say sisters will go my truth, there's still a lot of people that care about their truth, even if they seem like they care about the truth. They eventually draw a line in the sand and go, I can't take but this much truth. A lot of people cannot take the actual stone cold epitome of the truth. And like I told you, I want Allah to exist. I want Jesus to exist. I want all these people. I want there to be an afterlife. I want all these things to exist, and I really care about it. So I edify myself. But once you start diving deep into all this stuff, and then you're looking at what happened to all sides of the world, and even looking at, that's why I asked why I'm so serious about the black, even the race is a social construct, but the greatest variations is in the location that's called Africa, even though if that's a social construct as well too. But the European came out that Africa. The European came out the African. Like nobody can deny that. So the European essentially has to be African as well too, but less melanated, and his DNA was already pre-coded. It adjusted to the locations he went to, just like the Asian is from the African as well too, of the term. But I'm talking about the matriarch and the patriarch that carried the DNA is from the location. It is from Africa. You can't deny it, or the term Africa, but it's that variation. It has the most variations. Those two DNAs has the most variations. Yeah,
because it was originally called Sundaland. If we look at the history of travels, most nomadic people were from Africa. Mansa Musa, RP, he proved it when he did his right, when he went through where he went through. He traveled far too on feet. Man, he traveled months, 3, 4, 5 months at a time. You can't tell me they weren't having sex and procreating with women out there. They was trading.
Well, you have to understand from where he traveled from to where a lot of people don't even realize where his final destination was. His final destination was actually in South Africa.
Yes,
I mean South America. That's where his final destination was in South America. So you have to think the African people, what we know as Africa, was originally started as a supercontinent called Sundaland. It literally spread all over the world. So when you hear the Atlantic, the Empire of Atlantis, what we don't know is the entire planet is the Empire of Atlantis. All of it.
That's a deep one right there, dude. But remember, I care about the truth. That's up in the air. That's up in, like, so I had a dog. I used to have an Australian Shepherd, but the Australian Shepherd is supposedly the descendant of Atlantis as well too. But that's still up in the air. What actually, if that's what's happened, it's still a myth. Like, until it's determined. A lot of us, man, it's a deep conversation when we start breaking out a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is still up in the air. You got to prove
the winners, because the winners, like when it comes to history, the winners are the ones that's writing the history. The losers can't write nothing because they lost. So I will say, I do believe that what most of the history text is, the winners just writing their own narrative, in my opinion. Now, I could definitely be wrong, but most of what I think is like mainstream is what the winners said. The winners wrote this down.
But do you think you would have ever been a Muslim if somebody didn't teach you how to be a Muslim?
Nah, I don't think
that's.
And
like you can say that same thing for a Christian. You can say the same thing for an Israelite. You can say the same thing for Buddhist. You can say most of us. I want to say all, but I guess when we intention,
it's your upbringing. Like I said,
most of us are engineered and taught how to be what we are. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where you were, depending on who you are, depending on who you associated from, you usually have that same ideology. So that's why we had these conversations. I have most of my thoughts, you have your reality-based thoughts, then you have your, your other thoughts. That's but if you really think, like, the real thoughts should make you feel very uncomfortable. Like when you really start getting into what you believe, not what you believe, but what you know and what is. A lot of these things we don't know. We don't know what's happening. That's why one of my favorite quotes is, the man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all.
That's why I always say to myself, no matter how much
I know what I know, and I know what I don't know, but I'm afraid of what I don't know.
That's why I say, no matter how much I know, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. No matter how much is in here, no matter how much I retain, I'm stupid, because there's still so much I don't know. There's so much undiscovered that I don't know. That I can't guarantee to be factual. But in my heart, intuitively, I'm sitting there thinking, that sounds too much like something that should be looked into, because it sounds like the truth.
Well, we about to start the show in 3 minutes, y'all. We got 3 minutes. We're gonna start the show.
Ali, are you gonna talk about Cam Newton and I forgot that lady's name.
Next show, it got sidetracked.
The colorism thing threw it to the left like a mother.
It's all right. Sometimes I'm fine with that, and I'll leave that to the next show. If we get on a certain topic.
I got comments for that. I got words for that.
You talking about?
Are you on the side of the women or the men? Or you playing both?
Which one? About Cam and his situation?
Ma'am.
Oh, I think old girl was out of line. I mean,
girl.
Cam's woman knows what it is, and whatever they determine is what they determine. But anywho, yes. Whenever you get to that, I'm gonna get to that.
You talking about the Cam Newton and the Sarah lady?
Yes.
Man, did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
why, as much as men keep saying, why are you so insecure about a friend? Why can't women have friends? That's why. It ain't no such thing as no friend.
You know what's crazy? He spoke what a lot of men need to be saying. Like, I understand that me being, because they never said nothing about him being around ugly women. They said attractive women. Name me a man that can really keep his composure around a 7, 8, 9, or a 10 long term, if I'm not benefiting off of it any other way.
What you mean by that?
I'm in the confine. What I mean by that, it's a saying that I heard people say, if you put me in a place or a specific place with Beyonce for about a month or two, I've been to have sex with her within 2 weeks. Because the natural way of life is men and women are meant to be symbiotic. It's only so long I can hang around a woman that is attractive, that I could be attracted to. She's single, I'm single. without us being, the line is gonna get crossed either way.
Eventually, it's gotta happen.
Yeah, the line gonna get crossed. She might catch feelings. I'm gonna catch. The fact that they were saying that you have no self-control. No, he has self-control with knowing himself. I don't associate myself.
It's always the man got no self-control, man. When men exercise far more self-control than women, it's not even close. Every single day, man. Every single day.
It was funny. I say this all the time. Like Jen, she get mad at me when I say it, but when I pointed out to other people about other females, she's like, "Yeah, you're right." Women don't like accountability because they understand deep inside their mind accountability comes with consequence, and women don't like consequence.
I say it all the time. What I say,
they don't
what I
like
earlier,
consequence.
They want it all.
Accountability comes with consequence. Women don't like consequence
and responsibility either.
That's
like
true.
they want it all. They want the glory. They want this. They want that. And I think a lot of people, not just women, men are victims of this too. But you got to understand.
Yes.
The universe doesn't owe you an understanding. And you gotta even the people at the top, they gotta give up something to get something. They are afraid to fall off, because if they fall off, then they're gonna be around the same people that they probably demigrated themselves to, making their money off of. Everybody is afraid of losing something. So the fact that they want it all with no consequence, making good money, being a top tier person, you never know who you never really know who your real friends are unless they grew with you. You never know if they really like you for your money or not. The people at the bottom deal with the fact of being poor, trying to make ends meet with their kids. Everybody has to come up. Everybody, not saying we lose, but to gain something that you want, you got to give up something. And I don't think people want that. I think people want it all. I said they want it all, but you can't have it all. It's impossible. Even the people that you think got it all don't have it all. You see how these people with all this money got the best teachers, the best psychologists. Their kids be drug addicts, serial killers. They be all over the place. No amount of nothing. That's why that's why I'm glad you kind of check my my idea, my viewpoint when it comes to the race thing. I think the biggest issue within all communities struggling with what we're dealing with, but we're going to specifically say the black, is the culture. Like when growing up,
but you see, I didn't try to chop your head off. I still treated you like a brother. You did. It'd be worse if I try to disrespect you, offend you, berate you, tear you down. You ain't gonna be more open-minded to it. Like people typically that's why I try to be a certain, people like, man, you need to disrespect that person. You need to do this. You need to do this to this woman. You need to do this to this man. How we gonna learn that way? Like, why would I want to be a Muslim or a Christian if I see the person who's prophesizing and the person who's giving me the information is destroying people in front of them and tearing down people, whoever he speaks to, and it's one thing to protecting yourself and demonstrating self-defense. It's another thing if I'm going at people every single day and castrating them everywhere I go. Why would I want to be associated with that? I don't want to be that type of person.
Yeah, and I do agree. Like when it's the same situation where when a man and a woman is going at each other in a heated debate, the man could be right, but because he's so passionate, because a lot of emotion is passionate. So the man be passionate about what he's saying because he's really trying to help this woman understand that women like her, but she's so stuck in her way because she's not finna concede to that. The minute, like I said, Karen and Rose or Coco, the minute they come in with a different energy, now she can't address this energy with that energy. You got to dial it back because I'm not finna have a conversation with you like this. So I agree. Like I saw that, like y'all, you done did it twice. The situation with back a couple weeks ago, and then you did it then. But you did what I've seen my wife do. She, like I said to the girl that was talking earlier, she make me believe she make me think what I'm saying is right because I do a lot of hindsight because I talk to I do this a lot. So man, how can I make the better podcast? And how can I do this better? How can I speak better? How can I get people? I do that a lot. So it's been plenty of times I can't, and she hate when I do it. You always do this. Think about it ahead of time. Stop doing it in hindsight. Dang, you was right about that. I did come off wrong. My intentions weren't like you. It's never your intentions, Ishmael, but you do come off like that. So I get your way work. Yeah, it works with certain people. I think it works with people who actually want to learn the truth and actually want to actually let the world know, like, this is like they actually want the conversation to be intentional. I think if somebody coming over here rage baiting and trolling, you being nice or mean to them ain't gonna make it no better.
Right. We just gotta have the intentional conversation. There's a place, time and place for that as well, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all, we about to start the show. I love y'all. I love y'all know I love the chat. We about to start the show.
Wait.
All right. I'll see y'all next one, family. All right.
All right, peace.
All right, y'all. We about to start it up. All right. Get your popcorn ready. It's about to be a crazy one. All right. It's gonna redirect y'all. If it don't redirect you, I'm gonna make here. Y'all go here. All right. If it doesn't redirect you, this is where we're gonna be. All right. Here we go. And always remember.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Am I muted for real? Y'all, am I muted? Nah, I'm telling y'all about to see. There you go.